I don't like his ass. Not a little bit. I understand what he means to Melo. I understand what he means to D-Wade, my boys. I understand it.
Yo, peace. Welcome back to 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. I'm Carmelo Anthony here with my co-host.
You know what it is? My name is Kazim Famiwide. You can call me Kaz. And this is a Wave Original presented by FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Welcome to Season 3, Episode 1. Welcome to The Hook, Melo. You've had some big names pull up here for the past 2 years, but this one is one of the biggest. Guys, the legend who hosts First Take on ESPN, the Stephen A. Smith Show, Straight Shooter with Stephen A. on Sirius XM, and many, many more endeavors.
Yeah, man, this one is going to be fun. Stephen A. has been showing love and keeping it real with me, since day one. Sometimes too fucking real, but that is what makes him who he is, the voice, the energy, and the fire of sports media. Stephen A. Smith is in the hook.
Yeah.
Welcome to the building. Welcome to the building. Yes, yes, yes.
What up, big boy?
Oh, my God. Welcome.
You come a long way. You done hosted shows now. You know, I never thought I'd see it in my lifetime. Melo hosting a show.
Neither.
Hosting?
Neither. Neither.
I got you.
But I'm going to get back to hosting real quick.
Award-winning show, by the
I'm
way.
going to get back to
Award-winning show.
hosting
Come
real
on,
quick.
man.
Hold that thought, though. On this episode of 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, we're talking about how Stephen A. has been able to maintain relationships with athletes throughout their careers, even while having to criticize them. Those anonymous sources we always hear about, and everything from the Knicks to the new era of athlete voices and media. We'll also do our best to try to make peace where there's tension.
Yeah. And of course, we're wrapping things up with America's #1 segment, Fuck With It or Fuck Out of Here. But first off, like we start each and every show, we got to start off with the Connect, man. Well, every time we have a guest on this illustrious couch right here, we usually get to talking about the first time we connected with our Hall of Fame co-host, Carmelo Anthony. So, Stephen A., I know you've had many, many interactions with Melo over the years. We've seen him on TV. We've read about him in newspapers and magazines.
Grab my tea.
The tea is hot. Right. But give me your experience. What was your first interaction with Carmelo?
Well, the first interaction was at the 2003 draft, obviously, when he came into the league. And then after that, he was, with Detroit. And he had always appreciated the fact that I was like, Denver, I'm sorry. He had always appreciated the fact that I was like, how the hell you don't take him if you Detroit? LeBron obviously was going to go #1, but I always felt he should have been #2, not Darko Milicic. I wasn't trying to hear that, and I understood what Joe Dumars was saying from the standpoint that the Detroit Pistons was a championship contender. They had Tayshaun, they had Big Ben Wallace, they had, Chauncey, Rip, and the whole crew. But I was like, if we talking about looking towards the future, I understand you drafting on need, but bump all of that. You got to draft on talent. This brother is a scoring machine. We saw him lead Syracuse to a national championship. We know Jim Boeheim had been there for decades, and only one man delivered the national. They had Derek Coleman, they had Sherman Douglas, they had who I consider to be the greatest show in the history of college basketball, and Dwayne Pearl Washington. If you know basketball, knowing that, Chris Jackson before he was Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, and Kenny Anderson with Lethal Weapon 3, and Hoya Paranoia, and all of that, long before Eddie. And even with Michael Jordan and Worthy and Ewing and those boys in college basketball, the greatest show in the history of college basketball was Dwayne Pearl Washington. And to know all of that and to see one man deliver a national championship, it was that man. I was like, there's nothing to talk about. So he had, ultimately we ran into each other. He was like, yo, man, appreciate the love and all of that stuff. And ever since then, we was just cool because Melo has always been a model of consistency. It was never a roller coaster with him. Don't get me wrong, you don't fuck with him. He was no punk, nothing like that. But he literally personified Melo.
Yeah.
He ain't bother nobody, wasn't trying to bother nobody, just don't bother him. You show him respect, he was going to show you respect. You were consistent with him, he was going to be consistent with you, whatever it was. And I always appreciated him for that, always had love for him for that. And then obviously throughout the years, knowing him and Lala and his brother Justice and everybody else, they never showed me anything but love, and I made sure to give it back.
You know, Melo, obviously you're coming into the league. The media is one thing you got to worry about being in the NBA, but you get this connection early on. What was it like for you, from your point of view, when you and Stephen A. first sort of linked?
It was, for me, it was about who you could connect with as far as like the realness of who's giving you that information, right? So you got to think about who I was looking at coming up. T-Mac, AIs, Vince, like these was the guys, BDs, Steve Francis, like those was the guys at that point in time. So I always seen how they navigated through who they was talking to and what information, who was doing what, and who held it down for who. You got to think, back in the day, man, every player had their guy. Like, every player had their guy. So you looking at it that way, and all you hearing is you can't trust the media. You know what I mean? As a player, don't trust the media, don't trust me, don't trust this person, that person. So I'm looking to see, like, who's going to be the person that
I could trust,
I can fuck with on this side of it. And so it still was a line that we, you know what I mean, that we had to keep in between us, but it was always a level of respect. And then the AI situation, you know, knowing him, you know, his relationship with AI kind of helped our situation too, because we was like, oh shit, okay, Chuck fuck with him. If Chuck's ain't here real, I'm gonna fuck with him too. You know, that's
Chuck
how
don't do that.
And Chuck don't stamp nobody, so that's how, you know, kind of.
I mean, even to this day, I mean, you know, he's just doing his book tour. He don't talk to a lot of people. Y'all sat with Iverson. Obviously, y'all know the relationship with y'all two. His word definitely goes a long way.
Damn right.
When you're coming into the
and it should. And it should, because there ain't a phony bone in Chuck's body. You know, there ain't a phony bone in his body. He let you know.
Facts. So let's talk about a little bit more about that athlete media relationship. Sure. You know, over the years, you've had some of the biggest names in sports either love you or hate you.
Right.
A lot of times, both in the same week.
Same day.
But you know, let's talk about those relationships, man, because we mentioned AI. You know, Kobe was another person that you've had a great relationship with. You've told many stories about him calling you in the middle of the night, cursing you out, talking for hours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, listen, I've always respected cats as real. Like, for example, a lot of people don't realize this, but in all my time covering the leagues outside of Iverson, the cats, I'm not talking about the Melo, LeBron era, all of that. I'm saying, but back in the day, the cats that I was tight with, DC, Derek Coleman, Charles Oakley, Rod Strickland, cats like that. I mean, people that nobody questioned their authenticity.
Absolutely.
And, you know, DC, Rick Mahorn, cats like that. And their cardinal rule was be straight. Be straight. Be a real one. Don't be some phony ass individual that come up in my face, be one way, and be two-faced behind my back. Do what you're going to do. Keep that same energy. And so a lot of times I was able to do that with them, and that's what they respected. And throughout the years, we've still maintained that relationship because I pride myself on doing that. It's like, listen, your personal business is your business. You know, we all know that when you in the media, you hear 1,000 stories, and it's not even so much that you have access to all the stories, but I'll be damned if you don't have access to some of them.
Right.
And I'm the type of person, like, you know, like, show me when I said something about it. Because they all know I don't do that.
Yeah.
You know, now you play like garbage, I can't help you. You know, that's in front of everybody. You in the police blotters, I can't help you. You see what I'm saying? You doing shit that everybody has access to. Then I got to call it like I see it. But when it come to your personal stuff, that's your story. And if nobody else know, I don't know. You see what I'm saying? And I'm gonna keep it moving because I want to sleep at night. I want to know that I have a conscience. And if I'm that kind of cat that'll dime you out, that'll talk shit about you or whatever, and be two-faced and misrepresent myself, I can't sleep at night like that. That's not who I am. I'm the kind of person that I want you to know exactly where I stand with you and exactly the kind of man that I am. So as long as I maintain that level of consistency, it don't matter where we are, who we around, or whatever it is. I can come up to you, I can speak to you man to man, and I'm good with it. And that's the way that I've always been. When you perform on the court, that's at my mercy as a commentator, pundit, reporter. You can give me an explanation, and I'll make sure to quote you accurately and contextualize it appropriately. If your ass shot 2 for 20 and you shivered and choked in crunch time, that's what's going to get said. Now, we can give an explanation to it, but It's going to be said. And if you play lights out, I'm going to give you that too. But that's the game. The personal stuff, that's your business.
Now, you mentioned that, right? And a lot of times with athletes, and especially in the media, there's such a fine line you got to sort of, dance on.
No, they don't. No, I don't have to dance.
I mean, some
They
people.
gotta get the fuck over it. They gotta fuck over it. See, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
I don't have to dance.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. I never forget one time AI came up to me years ago, and he broke out laughing at he was pissed off, and I was like, he's like, you could say this, you could say this, or you could say that, right? And I was like this. I said, God, I said, damn, come on, AI. And actually, it was Jordan. Jordan and I had an argument one day. It was many, many years. It was over 20 years ago. And I looked at him and I was like this, 250,000. He was like, what? I said, 250,000. So what are you talking about? I said, you don't want me to be a reporter. You want me to be PR. You want me to do PR. You want me to be your publicist. Say what you want to say, $250,000.
That's the rate.
That was the rate at the time. I was like, come to me. I was honestly being facetious.
I'll do your PR
but what
for
I'm
you
saying,
for
I'm
this
saying
price.
like, yo, I'm not here to be a publicist. It is what it is. And I wasn't talking. That was when he was the executive, running Washington. Clearly, ain't nothing to say about his game. But I'm just saying the point is that it's that kind of stuff. AI would say stuff sometimes like that. I'm like, can I do my job? I saw you, bro. I know what you gonna do, but you averaging 30. But damn, you shooting like 25% from the field the last 10 games. What you want me to do? Stuff like that. I would literally say that. And I literally walk into the locker room and be like this. You don't want to read the paper tomorrow. you just, why don't you just bypass the newspaper? Don't even bother. Cause it ain't gonna be pleasant. And folks would know, and cats would get upset about it. But I go like this. When you turn it around, watch what I write then. Okay? Now, if I don't have the same energy, it's cool.
How you balance that, though? Like the relationships of guys that you have with...
Because the challenge...
Criticize. I don't want to call it criticize, but they will call it... They would say criticize. Right?
But it was criticizing at times.
But criticizing versus keeping the validity of a relationship.
Well, the first thing first. Before you do anything, you go up to them to establish the relationship. I'm here covering this league. I'm here covering this team. This is who I am, and this is how I'm going to be. It applies to you and everybody else. Like, for example, but it's also mobile in this respect. I covered Iverson when George Lynch, Tyrone Hill, Theo Ratliff, and then Dikembe Mutombo, Aaron McKee, L. Boogie, Larry Hughes, and these cats were his teammates. Well, I didn't judge George Lynch the way I judged AI. AI was trying to score 40. George Lynch was happy with 10 points, 10 rebounds, and good defense.
Right.
Aaron McKee would drop 18 one game for another. Dikembe Mutombo was living in fantasy land, God rest his wonderful soul, because he was like, Stephen A. Kareem, with a skyhook. I said, don't ever say that publicly. Don't ever say that publicly. That's one Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Don't do that to yourself. Stuff like that. But what I'm saying is your skill set, your job description, based on your definition of it, combined with the coaches and the GMs, determined how I judged you.
Right.
I didn't judge you based on what I thought you did. I judged you based on what you and the combination of those who pay you and judge you and coach you defined. So I'd go to everybody at the beginning of the season. This is the expectation, right? Are we good? We understand that? Here I come. I got 82 games, and if you make the playoffs, that too, and I'm going to judge you along the way. So they would say, you have cats that'll get upset. Well, you had to write that shit for. That's the day. And I say to them, do you watch soap operas? I always use this line. I say, do you watch soap operas? Because I've been watching General Hospital. I got a recurring role on the soap opera.
Oh, we peep.
I was watching General Hospital. That's right. I love it, bro. I love it, man. It's a lot of
Shout
fun.
out
right?
Brick, okay.
Yeah, right, Brick, the surveillance expert for the mob. That's right. That's me, right? So I'm sitting there and I would watch these cats and I'm going like, do you watch soap operas?
Yeah.
And I was like, if you're watching Young and the Restless, it's Victor Newman. If you're watching General Hospital, it's Sonny Corinthos. I said, did you know they've been shot, they've been stabbed, they've been pushed down the stairs, they've been ran over by cars. And all that. I said, do you know they're going to live, right? They're the stars of the show. It don't stop you from telling the story.
Right.
Same principle. You covering sports. Why? Because you're asking people to pick up the newspaper every day, or a .com article every day, or listen to you on the radio every day, or do television every day. What type of show do I have? What type of work do I have as a journalist, a reporter, a radio host, or whatever? If I go like this, don't worry about it, they'll be fine next week. No.
Yeah.
It's
Not
now.
interesting. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
now, and you tell the story as the story is ongoing, because you have millions upon millions of people out there that are gravitating to the story that you're telling in the moment. They're living the moment with you.
Yeah.
If you look at Steph Curry and you go like this, man, please, he gonna shoot 40% from three. Well, you can't have that attitude when he got a game against the Lakers tonight, or the Rockets next week, or the Knicks a month from now, whatever. You got to tell a story as it's unfolding. That's the business. And I accepted that a long time ago. And that's what I've always told people. So I didn't have to dance on anything. I let them know, yo, this is me. This is how I'm going to cover the sport. This is how I'm going to cover the team. Look at my work and tell me when I'm inconsistent. I do it with everybody.
Was there any specific tension between y'all two? Like when you had to be
There's only
in
one
his
time.
locker room? One time. All right, so let's hear about that one time. What's that about?
Man, let me tell you something. Look, he got me good.
Okay.
I went on national television. It's rare. It's rare in the moment that I've done this,
Okay.
right? But he got me. It's the only argument we ever had. And it wasn't an argument because I had to shut the hell up because he was right. So something was going on. I forget what the story was with the Knicks, but, he was in Brazil,
Yeah.
at the Olympics. And he's like, what the fuck you reporting that for? And I was like this. Yo, man, I couldn't reach you. He said, what the hell you mean you couldn't reach me? I said, you were in Brazil at the Olympics. He said, that didn't stop you any other time. And I said, damn, he got me. Because it was true.
Yeah.
Because, usually when you out the country, particularly the Olympics time, you can't catch nobody in the whole bit. But he was absolutely right. There was no excuse, because at least make sure he got a voicemail.
Yeah.
At least make sure that I showed him I tried to reach him. I did no such thing. I assumed he would be unreachable because he was in Brazil and he jumped in my ass, and I couldn't say
on the left.
I couldn't say a word. I couldn't say a word. He had me dead to rights.
Yeah.
And I went on national television. I was like, I spoke to Carmelo, and this is what he said. And I was like, he got me. Live on SportsCenter.
Well, Melo,
I said,
what did you say?
he got me.
What
No,
exactly?
you got to
happened?
think about the time period, though. It
Is
was
this
a
the
lot of
Phil
shit
era?
going on.
Yeah,
This
there's
is
a
the
lot of
Phil
shit.
era.
Phil era. This
right.
is all the BS.
Yeah,
that
there's
was
a lot
happening?
going on. It's
Okay.
a lot of information that's coming out of the organization. Like, it's a lot of information that I don't even know about.
Right.
I'm over here. I'm catching it from what's going on over here. So I'm looking at to see who's saying what and how's it going down. So I catch it over there in Brazil and Rio,
Mm-hmm.
and I hit him. I have people, our family, we know each other. So
Right.
they're like, yo, we gotta get y'all on the phone, man. I said, man, call that nigga, man.
Yes, he did.
Call that nigga, man.
Yes, he did.
Man, that shit ain't true, man.
Exactly.
Here's how it went, man. And that's how. That was the only time, though, because I always let them do their thing. I never was about kind of being defensive or whatever you said, cool. I ain't got time to, like, it's cool. You know what I mean? I know what I'm doing. I know what's happening in here. I know everything that's going on. But I ain't got to speak on it.
Right.
And that's how I carried it with the media. I never went back and forth with them. You said it, cool, thank you, man. I'll laugh with you. Hey, man, that shit was crazy you said the other day. Keep it moving, though. And that's it. So that's why now on this side of it, people like, oh, shit, man, Melo doing that. He's talking. Because I kept all of that.
He never did.
Never said
He
anything.
didn't. And see, but that was the other side as to why I dropped the ball. Because I'm like, Melo don't say nothing. You said Melo don't say anything, so he ain't got much to say. He ain't gonna react because he knows, listen, when you do this and you do this business the way it's supposed to be done, first of all, you don't have just one source. You got players.
Yeah.
You got coaches, you got executives. In my case, I got all of the above, and owners, and agents, and I mean everybody. I mean
Cousins,
everybody.
aunties, uncles.
Man, please. If I got sent wrong, his brother would beat me to him. Stephen A., what's up?
Yeah, word.
What's going on? So it was that kind of family thing. And so what happened is that I'm like, man, please, I got this. This sounds right, and I heard it from 3 different people, and he called me, and the minute he called me, I knew I was in trouble.
Yeah.
Because it was like, nah, he don't lie.
Yeah.
He just ain't gonna say nothing. He just ain't. He's not gonna lie. If he picking up the phone to call me for real, usually I'm the kind of person that double check, triple check, that kind of thing. With him, I didn't need it. There's special circumstances. You just didn't need it for anybody. His word was more than enough because I know he ain't calling unless I really, really fucked up.
Yeah.
And sure enough, he called me. I was like, this,
I really fucked up.
I'm over there dealing with Zika and shit. Zika, oh my God.
Yeah.
I got to deal with this shit back
That's
here.
right. So he called me, and I went right on Sports Center that night. And I was like, he got me. And they were like, well, Steven, how do you know? And I said, because Melo don't waste his time with stuff like that. And he called me directly.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, on Sports Center, mind you, this is my job.
Yeah.
I said, on Sports Center, it's my job to pick up that phone and call that man. And I did not do it. I dropped the ball. Live on Sports Center.
But the ill, you know what's ill about y'all relationship though? Because one thing I sincerely remember just being a fan is when Melo was going through his thing, being out of the league, and we hadn't heard from him for a long time. And the first time we saw him on any platform, just speaking his piece while everybody was talking crazy about him, was with you.
Well, he called me.
And, tell me about that. I mean, from both of your point of views, because that was a
I got
pivotal point
tired
of
of
your life.
hearing it. I just got to time. I'm sitting around. I'm going through it. So
I just remember sitting up and be like, Melo don't ever just be on first take just talking.
You got to think how I was away from the game.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So I had to get clarity on like what the fuck was happening here. Like it should just happen too quickly. Yeah. So let me just sit back and just see what's the narrative out there. And the narrative was everything, all of the above about me. And I don't even know what I just did. Right? You got to think on the court, I was playing well, 8-9 games. I think we probably was 3-5 or something like that. We had guys hurt. PJ was hurt. CP was hurt. James was hurt. Yeah. So we were just trying to figure it out. And then that happened to me. So now I got to sit back and take all of those bullets and just listen and listen and listen. My team was like, yo, you want to get on, you want to go talk about it? I'm like, nah, it ain't time yet. I want to see how this play out. And then it just got hot. Like the seat was getting hot. And I'm sitting in LA and I'm in the house and I called Leon, agent at the time. I'm like, yo.
Leon Rose. Yeah.
Yo, call Stephen A, man. Tell him I got to come up there and confront this. Yeah. Like I got to just talk about this situation.
Did it in LA.
Yeah, because everybody thought that I was on some bullshit. Nobody was hearing my side of it. It was just, Melo didn't want to do this and he didn't want to be a part of the team, and he didn't want all of the bullshit. So I went up to Stephen A. He was like, yo, listen. I hit him. He's like, yo, listen. We gonna go in. I said, let's talk about it. Yeah. So and that's what happened on that.
Do you think that helped? Do you think that was something that you wish you would have done at that time? You thought it was the right time to go and do that?
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say helped or hurt.
Right.
It was just, I think at the time, I was able to just get my
It was
voice
necessary.
out there. It was necessary.
Yeah.
I think it helped him immensely.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because he was let go by Daryl Morey. It was sudden. He felt blindsided. And all the news that was percolating was about what he didn't do. And he never speaks up for himself directly. Doesn't bother. So the fact that he came on national television, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I set it up that way.
Okay.
Meaning, this is what I mean by that.
Yeah, you did.
He was supposed to, he called up to want to come. I cleared the deck, moved everybody out the way for first take. I said, I'm doing this one-on-one. That was number one. Number two, we were supposed to meet in New York. Yeah. I flew from LA to New York, found out he was in LA and turned back around in 8 hours and flew back to LA just to get him. I had the whole studio set up. I said, the boss is like, what we doing here? I said, I'm doing this. This is one-on-one, me and him. I said, because I know exactly what questions to ask. And I said, Molly and everybody that was on the show, I like, move out the way. I got this one-on-one, he and I. And that setup where he had an opportunity to speak and everybody heard it first. First of all, it was riveting because he ain't stupid. He's a smart brother and he knows how to speak well. He just chooses not to, number one. Number two, he don't talk about nobody. I've known him since 2003. He don't talk about people like that. That's not how he rolls. So for him to feel compelled to come on television one-on-one sitting across from me, knowing the questions that I was going to ask. Because I'm going to ask questions. Yo, they said this. Is this true? They said that. Is that true? Did you do this? Who lying?
Yeah.
Why would he lie? You know, I'm going to ask all of these questions. Of
course,
you know? And so I'm asking it because I'm not asking it to catch them. And this is one of the things that I don't believe too many athletes have ever understood about me. I don't do got you questions and got you interviews. I genuinely want you to talk. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you don't talk, I don't want to talk to you. I want you to talk. My goal is just like me debating on TV every day. I ain't play no damn NFL. I know the NFL because I'm a reporter. I study it. I watch it. I ain't trying to play no damn football. I want nobody hit me.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? You never tried. But I listen to the experts. And what I do is I'm skilled enough as a reporter to challenge them strictly for the purposes of being able to say, you ain't giving me all you got.
Gotcha.
Give me more. I know you got more to give. Give it up because you know more than that. Look at Cam when he first started. Look at him now. Look at RC when he first started. Look at him now. Look at all of these cats because I pull it out of them. That's all I'm trying to do. Not got you. I'm trying to show them your greatness up here. And what I was saying to Melo was, yo, you got a lot to say. You can't back up now. You got to speak your piece. And the reason why I think it did so much for him is because nobody hears him talking. And nobody sees him talking. Sure, he does interviews, but you know, just regular pregame, postgame, whatever, answer a few questions. You ain't see Melo talk about Melo like that ever in your life. And the fact that he did that, everybody was like, nah, that's Daryl Morey. that ain't Melo. That ain't, because whatever he said, you believed him because he doesn't do that.
Yeah, he's not a
he
liar.
doesn't do
He's an
that.
honest man.
And that was the deal. It wasn't standing by some locker or coming on first take with 3 other people or whatever. It was the fact that you was in a one-on-one situation and it was all about him and his character, not his game. We can judge his game. But he came on to speak about his character, which he has never done, and I thought that helped him immensely.
So now that you see him on this side as a member of the media, how do you think he's doing? What's his?
He all right. You know what I'm saying? He all right. I mean, listen. Melo, this is Melo. Melo's going to always find the good in you. If there's bad in you, his attitude is, yo, man, everybody go through shit. Don't judge. Let it go. That kind of thing. He ain't trying to hurt you, you know, which is great. But in the same breath, when you sitting in this chair, you know, it's not about holding people accountable to punish them. It's about holding people accountable in terms of having them live in the moment and let them understand, yo, this is the time to get through all of this, not to run from it. And he's not going to push and prod like that. I will. I will.
Well, I'm so glad you said that because right now, we about to push and prod on you, man.
Let's do it.
Let's make it happen. 7 p.m. in Brooklyn is brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel has all your favorite bets from who will win the game to how many points a player will score. This is our section of the podcast called The Peace God. And usually when we get people on this couch and we try to, you know, Melo's always been the peace guy. We always want to make sure that any issues or anything like that, we try and either fix it, finish it here, and if not, it is what it is. Melo's got a lot of nicknames. Everyone in sports in the entire world saw you and LeBron James get into it at the sidelines, Crypto.com arena.
Right.
Obviously, since then, that Lakers game, you've made no bones about, you know, your issues with LeBron and the way you felt about him. And he's obviously has made no bones about the way he's felt about you.
Yeah.
I think Melo is just as close to LeBron as he is as close to you.
No, they're closer.
And
that's a fraternity. I understand, respect that.
And you know, I love getting to not just get your side of it, but you know, try and bring a peaceful solution, a peaceful resolution.
Ain't gonna be no peaceful solution.
He answered my question.
Go ahead, Melo.
No. He answered it. He answered the question. I think that's you know, that's so much in my perspective, and which is why, you know, I always stayed out of that. You let them handle that. Like it's whatever it is, it is. You know, maybe one day they could figure the shit out. Maybe not. But they still walking. I'm going this way. I'm going this way. You go your way. I go my way. It ain't, you know, no hard feelings to it. I don't know the reason, so I can't speak on it. Would I want them to get along and talk? Yeah, why fucking not?
I mean, just getting from the gist of just our earlier conversation already, you make it a point to never make it personal with any of your critiques with anybody.
Right.
And I think a lot of people who probably either saw what you said about Bronny or the game, it's that blurred gray line where it is basketball, it is the game, but from one specific person's point of view, it is personal.
But I don't think it was for that, though. I mean,
Go ahead.
I don't think it was just that. You get what I'm saying? We talk about years and years and years
totally
and
true.
years of history here. You know, like I said before, that goes deeper than rap. So whatever it is, you would have to peel back those layers and really sit down and have a real conversation, because from my perspective, it wasn't just about what he said about Bronny. It was a buildup from everything over the years, and that right there just hit home. And that hit close to home. So of course I gotta, at this point in time, it's fuck that. I gotta take care of, now is my time to say something. Enough is enough type of situation from that side.
I will say this. I'm going to say shit on this podcast right now that I ain't never said. I ain't going to hold back. I'm going to preface my comment by saying, if y'all wouldn't have asked me about him, I wouldn't have talked about him.
Indeed.
I have no desire to talk about LeBron James. But I'm in the media. I am who I am. And it's pretty hard for me to say no comment. I ain't talking about something. When I bring people on to talk about stuff, it's just something that's hypocritical about that for me. So I want to preface my comment by saying that. I want to say also, before I get into it, that I don't get touched very easily. I'm talking about emotionally, where I look at athletes and all of this other stuff, and you know, what they say affects me in a very touching way. When I saw D Wade on this show with Melo, I cannot tell you how touched I was that both of them said what they said. It didn't matter to me whether they agreed with me or not. What they both said is, we fuck with Stephen A. See what I'm saying? Before anything. And from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate it.
Indeed.
Because you got a lot of cats out there, including some, so I'm just gonna say some sorry motherfuckers in the NBA right now. that all of a sudden forgot who I was and who I've been just because of some situation with LeBron. What that got to do with y'all? What that got to do with y'all? You know, the fact that D Wade and Melo could sit here and whether they agreed or disagreed with any element about us, acknowledge that, yo, man, that's our dude, man. We fuck with Stephen A. We cool with him. That's all I care about.
Yep.
Because we can agree or disagree, but I didn't do anything to them. Why would you have personal animus towards me because of what happened with me and LeBron? It's none of your business. You have an opinion about the incident, but to have an opinion about me when you don't even know what's going on, I'm going to remember those cats. You know me and my memory now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to forget.
Yeah.
I ain't going to do nothing. I ain't going to do anything, but I ain't going to forget. Okay? And when I remember something, that I'm going to remember.
See, but when you say that, right?
What I mean by that is,
People are gonna assume that you're gonna make it a personal thing now.
Well, I'm not going to do that because they ain't worth my money.
Gotcha.
I'm not going to do anything that's going to compromise. Damn right. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to do anything that's going to compromise me, my name, the company I represent. And it ain't just ESPN. The Sirius XM is my own brand. Okay. I'm never going to do anything like that. I'm going to always make sure I maintain professionalism. But Melo knows what I mean when I say this. There's a whole bunch of cats that come to me for a lot of assistance. A lot of cats that want to get in this industry. A lot of cats that got personal stuff they want the media to veer away from. They don't want the media. You know, ain't no damn podcast and YouTube show. I work for the worldwide leader. I work for a national or international brand like Sirius XM. You understand? I know everybody from the president on down. It's a simple phone call. I got cats on speed dial. ain't no doubt in it because I've proven it. The contract alone proves that you don't get what I got unless you doing good work and you got connections. That's just the way it goes. Having said all of that, I'm just saying I'm going to remember because it hurt me, because it had nothing to do with a lot of these people. And they didn't take a moment to sit up there and say, damn, Stephen A. been in this business for 30 years. That's never happened. Why now? That's all I wanted somebody to ask. But nobody asked. So you want to hate on me? Fine, no problem. Now let me get to LeBron. I don't like his ass. Not a little bit. I understand what he means to Melo. I understand what he means to D Wade, my boys. I understand it. But all I'm going to say when it comes to that, Melo is 1,000% right. This dates back more than a decade. I'm not going to go into detail of the shit this man has tried to do to me. People don't understand. You don't know. You do not understand the links this man would go to. I believe he's one way publicly, he's another way privately. I believe he might not be interviewed and he might not be quoted, but the things he says and the things he has said to people, it's gotten back to me. The things that he's tried to do, if it were up to him, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Did he try to get you off the air?
You understand what I'm saying? I'm not going there.
Okay.
Figure it out.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Because I'm not going to find myself in a position where it can get uglier. I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, I'm not asking. It's some low shit. The day that he rolled up on me courtside, it was the day my contract was announced. That I had stayed with ESPN, blah, blah, blah. Go back and look at the camera angles. I arrived there in the first quarter. He rolled up on me in the third quarter. When he rolled up on me in the third quarter, this is 2025. We got technology everywhere. TNT is a nationally televised game. How is it we got one angle and the only angle you see was of him and his face? But you see the back of my peanut head. How is that the only angle that you saw? How? Y'all guess.
Okay.
I'm not going there. I'm just telling you what I see. Remember, I'm in this business. Got my social media person right there.
Right.
You understand? I've been an executive producer for years. I know this business. I know a thing or two about camera angles. I determine them half the time.
Yep.
Do this angle, do this angle, do that angle. This is my business. I'm here. I know what that is. There's no way that you're in an arena, you're LeBron James, and the only angle that somebody sees is a straight up shot of you getting in my face. They see no reaction, they see nothing, and that's an accident.
All right, so I'll ask you straight up.
It doesn't happen.
I'll ask you straight up. Do you think you felt set up in that moment?
Damn right.
Okay.
Damn right I did.
You thought he had somebody out there too?
Damn right that did.
Okay.
Damn right. That's how I feel.
Okay.
Okay? But no big deal. No problem. Because I go on the air the next day and I'm like, that's a dad reacting to his son. Wife's at the game, family's at the game. That's family.
Yeah.
That could happen with anybody, right? Which is what I meant when I said I had no intentions of talking about it because I didn't know anybody saw it. And I'm like, I'm not going to talk about this because the man coming at me because of his son's a son. Happens on a Thursday. That's a Friday. That's Saturday. Richard Jefferson is doing the game in Boston. He's still mic'd. He's working for ESPN. And we see LeBron say to him, yo, man, when he said, as a father, I had it. So I'm thinking, oh, that's not about Bronny. That's about you. Okay. Let's talk about you as a father from this perspective. Bronny ain't at home in Brentwood. That's Crypto.com Arena. He ain't wearing street clothes. That's a purple and gold uniform he's on. He's a Laker. It's my job to cover the NBA. It's my job to cover basketball. I just told him, Melo, I ain't see Kyan play. Because I know that if I walk into an arena to watch his son play, everybody's going to ask me, how do I feel? Not just about him, about Melo's son, who's my boy. I know that if I walk into an arena to watch Bronny play, they ain't going to ask me about Bronny. They're going to ask me about LeBron's son. I don't think it's fair to the kids. So I never went. I never once saw Bronny play in high school, ever. Everybody was talking to me about it. I never watched. I wouldn't go because I wanted to show LeBron James and his family that respect. Because I happen to think that Savannah is the first lady of basketball. I think she's wonderful. She's just a wonderful, wonderful human being.
Indeed.
And it actually breaks my heart that I could have done anything to make her upset. With Gloria, his mom, who has always been wonderful to me. Wonderful people. I got nothing to say about them. I got nothing to say about Bronny, who I think could be an NBA player someday. I think he continue to develop in the G League and then ultimately coming up here working out with the team, stuff like that. I think he's got a chance, right? Which is what I said.
Right.
Okay? So, Rich Paul, Maverick Carter, Randy, I, for years, not but respect, always been cool with them. I know where their loyalties lie. It should. Do you? No problem. But I'm looking at it and I'm going like, I never watched him in high school. I wasn't the one that said I ain't never seen no All-American averaging 14 points a game. No, McDonald's All-American averaging. That was Kendrick Perkins. I wasn't the one out here talking about Bronny. That was other people. He goes to USC. He has the heart ailment. Our heart goes out to him. We praying that he's going to be okay. We turn around. We go from there. Okay, he wants to enter the NBA draft, even though he hasn't really played on a collegiate level. All right, fine. With what LeBron James has done for this league, everybody shut up. If that's where he wants and that's where he could fit, manipulate, no problem. It's no big deal there. Congratulations. Oh, he ends up getting drafted by the Los Angeles Lakers. Congratulations. No problem. Oh, he ends up being there opening night. That father-son moment with Ken Griffey Jr. and Sr. in attendance. I was there at the game, standing up, clapping. No problem. It became a problem when this brother was in the G League, and then the next day, J.J. Redick decides to bring him in the first quarter and ask him to guard Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah.
Go back and watch the film.
Yeah.
Tyrese Maxey, if you could literally feel or see somebody drooling at the mouth, give me the ball. That was Tyrese Maxey. It was a nightmare. And I'm like, you can't do that to him. But you also can't do that to us. We're the media. Now you asking us not to cover the game. You can't do that to us. You are who you are. In my opinion, the second greatest player in the history of basketball. 4-time champion, 4-time league MVP, absolute difference maker, basketball ambassador, high character. I can feel the way I feel about him based on how I feel he's treated me. I've never encouraged anybody else to feel any way about him. I've never encouraged anybody else to dog him, isolate, do whatever. No, I'm telling you how I felt about him based on my treatment from him. But my point is, all of those things transpired. You know this. And not only do you try to paint me as a person that would attack somebody's family, when I've been in this business for 30 years and no one has ever accused me of that. Could I be cool with him? Could I be cool with D-Wade? Could I have been cool with Kobe? Could I be cool with Shaq? Could I be cool with AI? Could I be cool with all the players that I've been cool with all of these years if I would ever do something like that? Now you getting into my character because you pissed off that I don't have you as the GOAT or whatever other reason it is? Nah, that ain't right. And so my point is that with all of that happening, the last straw was not him rolling up on me on courtside. Even though all he had to do, and you could ask Melo, if you sit up there, and Rich Paul will tell you this, if you sat up there and said, yo, LeBron pissed off, he needs to talk to you man to man. And I was in New York, what would I do?
Fly
I'd
right
be on
to
the
him.
next plane to LA. Where you want me at? Where you want me at? I'll go see him. Everybody knows that about me. I'm not hiding. If I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. And if I did something wrong publicly, I'll apologize publicly. I ain't gonna do something wrong publicly and apologize privately. You know that. I don't play that game. You own what you own. That's me. That's been my reputation for 30 freaking years.
Yeah.
And then you gonna turn around and come on ESPN with Pat McAfee, white boy who comes on after First Take on the channel that I've worked on and starred on. I have the #1 show for 13 straight years and counting. There ain't a day, there ain't a week, ain't a month I've lost. You gonna come on.
One more game? Say less.
Give me that! Hey!
Don't do that. Who's next?
Game on.
Let's run it.
PlayStation.
Whether you're a professional or just love getting hands-on with your home projects.
My channel on a show that comes on after me just to dog me? Nah, we ain't. And what you dogging me about? Be a man. Yo, I don't like him either. Cool. Nah, I have to protect my family. That's the narrative you playing? Yo, bro, when I tell y'all, you can't measure the level of how pissed off I have been over that. There is no level of disrespect that has ever been accorded to me in my life off of what he did, more so than what he did. To try to paint me as somebody who would attack somebody's family, knowing I've never done it, I can't tell you how offensive I find that. So to me, that was the last straw. And as a result, I said, yo, we don't like each other. Let's stop this nonsense. Yeah, we got to be professional, but we can be professional and honest. I don't like your ass. You don't like my ass. I got it. This is how we gonna deal with each other from now on. I won't say nothing to you. You don't have to say nothing to me. I'm gonna talk about you because you're still a superstar player. The second you retire, you'll be lucky if I whisper your name. Now, I'm a man. So if the man wanted to talk with me, of course I would speak to him. If he wanted to hash it out, of course I would hash it out. But the one demand that I would have is roll up on me publicly because you did before. Don't come private. Don't come private. I'm not talking about.
But that's not what men do.
Oh, no,
you get what I'm saying?
that's what I'm saying. But that's my point. Well, I'm not talking about publicly to have the conversation.
Yeah.
I'm talking about roll up on me publicly and say, yo, man, I want to talk to you.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Don't hide and have a private conversation with me that nobody knows about. They don't have to know what the conversation is. They don't have to be there. Nothing like that has to happen. But what you're not going to do is roll up on me publicly, but then privately, you're going to want to talk to me and nobody knows. After there's no question that I was disrespected. And then you got these fools out here that want to talk about Stephen A, sellout, Coon, all of this other shit. You know my resume? You know how many black people I've been helping?
See, that's the one thing I wanted to jump on.
I mean, what are you
it's like,
talking about?
Because when you and LeBron, the issues y'all two have, I think bigger than y'all two.
Bigger.
It's I hate seeing both of y'all like pillars of y'all industry at odds.
Let me tell you,
know what I
let me
mean?
respond to that. Let me tell you what I don't like about what you just said.
Okay.
If I didn't respond the way that I responded, how would y'all have said about him rolling up on me in public like that, trying to punk me?
Man, he punked Stephen A on TV, all that.
But I'm saying is, nobody would have said nothing. He'd have been laughing and be like, yeah, he should have done that. You know what I'm saying? Or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Along with everybody else. Everybody would have been having a good old time.
Right.
It's taken on a serious tone because I've attached a level of seriousness to it. Because even though people talk about, I don't let it go. No, I don't talk about it unless I'm asked. But the reality is I'm not hiding from the confrontation. You think ESPN wants this? You think ESPN likes this? They love LeBron James. He's great for ratings. You think SiriusXM want me doing that? I don't care. You're not getting away with that with me. He caught me by surprise before. I assure you that will never happen again. It will not happen again. You're not getting away with that shit. You can go on with your life. I'm going to go on with mine. But I can assure you, I am ready for whatever confrontation is going to come my way when it comes to him, because that was low. And everybody it's like, I remember when I clapped at Kwame Brown, obviously not to compare the two.
Right. Nope.
But Kwame had gone ballistic and was like, just insult me. So I went on my show, not First Take, I went on my show and I made like a 5-minute bloopers reel. I mean, look at this. I rest my case, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you had people, I'm talking about everybody, called me, nah, Stephen A, that's wrong, Stephen A. I would like this. Cool. I would like to remind y'all I had been being attacked for 3 months. I said nothing. Absolutely, positively nothing. I said nothing. Where were y'all then? And I'm talking about Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
I'm talking about some of the greatest players ever lived.
Yeah.
I'm talking about nah, Stephen A, nah, Stephen. I said, where were y'all? I would say the same thing about LeBron. When he rolled up on me, where were y'all? When he got in my face, where were y'all? When he sat up there and stormed off like he was the big bad wolf, where were y'all? When he went and spoke to Richard Jefferson and was caught on tape saying, nah, when he said that to me, nah, where were y'all? We only got something to say when I speak up. Why? How fair is that? So somebody can come up to you.
I don't think that's the case, though.
I was about to say, like,
No. Oh, I'm not saying y'all didn't say anything.
Yeah.
I'm saying y'all in it. Who spoke up for me? Who said, yo, man, that's wrong what he did to Stephen A? Who was that person?
Peace God, save
Give
us,
me the
peace
breaking
God.
news.
No,
Peace
because
God.
we spoke about that. We
Yeah.
spoke about that on here.
Yeah.
I'm hearing everything Stephen A's saying.
Yeah.
I agree at this point, y'all moving y'all own way.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? My purpose is like, yo, we can figure this out. Let's figure this out. If this manageable, let's manage this shit. Let's figure this out. Let's talk. He wants something totally different.
What do I want?
You want to, yo, come here, Stephen A, let me holler at you in public to go private.
No. I didn't. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying the private conversation
Can't
go
happen.
public. I'm not saying the private conversation to go public.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying don't whisper for somebody to meet you in the back or meet you at some clandestine location when you rolled up on me public.
Yeah, but you know it's lopsided. That's lopsided.
What
That's
I'm
never
saying
gonna
is,
happen.
what's wrong with rolling up on somebody in public? Yo, man, holler at me after the game.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm saying there's not because you rolled up on me, right? I'm saying don't sneakily talk to me after. And I'm not saying he would do that because I don't think that's him.
Nah,
That's
he
not
wouldn't do
him
that.
because who the hell am I? I'm a peon in his eyes. You understand to some degree, and it's like he gonna do what he's gonna do. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. All I'm trying to say is that everybody's been talking about this, and nobody sat up there and asked themselves, what were we saying before Stephen A went on First Take? Because I went on First Take after he went on Pat McAfee show. And I went on First Take. It's unprecedented in media. And I didn't even know I did it because I just did it because that was on my mind. I did an opening monologue that was 18 minutes. 18 minutes nonstop. And I had more. I could have went another hour. I mean, I was just getting started, but I got a show to do.
Right.
My point is that, I keep receipts. And you're not going to do that to me. And it's like, all I'm saying is, where was everybody when I was rolled up on? Where are the people that say, brother has been doing this shit for 30 years? That ain't never happened. Yo,
Respectfully, people was saying that.
huh?
People were saying
didn't
that.
see that.
No, you didn't see
I
it.
didn't
People
see
was
that.
saying that.
Okay, that's fine.
We never saw this before. This never happened.
Yes.
But I think
Well, we've never seen a Stephen A before where, it
Absolutely.
would warrant that type of response,
right, and it's a level of respect there
Yeah.
too that people really have to look into that. It's a level of respect there.
That's the same thing you and Wade said when y'all was
It's
here.
a level
It was
of respect.
Yeah.
I respect this nigga so much. I respect him so much that what he's saying is really affecting me as a father. He home sitting around his his wife, his kids, his moms, the whole crew. Now, I don't know this for sure, but I'm just saying, me knowing a little bit about the situation, this is probably what's happening, man. God damn, man, enough is enough, Steve. He probably on TV. They watching it. Yo, enough is enough with this guy.
But that's the whole point. I understand enough is enough stuff if I had been speaking about Bronny. I'm trying to say to everybody.
You can't separate the two.
No, I'm trying to say Bronny had been talked about.
Yes.
All year long by other people except me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't talk about him. Remember, I hadn't seen him play
Agree.
on purpose. I avoided the subject. So my point is, with that as factual information, that wasn't about Bronny. Bronny was the excuse for you to come at me the way you always wanted to come at me. And my point is, anybody that knows me knows, if you wanted to have a conversation with me,
You can get to
you could have said, yo, man, I need you to meet me here. I need you to have this conversation with me. You understand what I'm saying? Me and Stephon Marbury, we was going back and forth for years. Stephon Marbury like, this ain't over. I got to have a conversation with you. I'm like, what? You got to have a conversation with me about what?
Yeah.
And then I went like this, yo, where you want me? And come to find out, it was a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting there going like this. This is
my
Stephon.
point.
I'm like, this is Stephon Marbury.
This is my
Do you
point.
understand that I covered you in high school? Do you understand that I knew his father? I know his brothers. I love Stephon. The two people most responsible in sports for me being where I am today is Allen Iverson and Stephon Marbury. I covered Stephon Marbury when he was a star at Lincoln High School. I covered Allen Iverson the first 10 years of his career. So I know so much about them, their families, their struggles, and the whole bit. And Stephon thought that I said stuff that I didn't say. I'm like, what? Who told you that? I didn't say that. I didn't do that. He didn't know.
Yeah.
I'm like, no wonder you've been feeling this way. I'd have hated my ass too. I didn't do that.
Right.
But he knew, he realized I didn't do it. I didn't know. So I'm just saying stuff like, when I get into it with Kyrie, my whole point was, do you see who Kyrie Irving is? Kyrie's a good brother, man. Kyrie's a good brother. We used to butt heads because he missed work too damn much. And I'm like, yo, man, this brother's electrifying. I want to see this brother dancing on the basketball court. I don't want to hear no shit about no COVID vaccine. Get your ass on the court. I need to see you. Now, obviously, in hindsight, the brother right, because we see all the conspiracy theories that come out, and props to him for having the foresight to see that. We didn't see that at the time. And then, but you also have to understand, I'm living in a world where you got cats making 38, 40, 45 million. You got GMs and owners complaining about it. And you got billionaires looking me in the face and saying, yo, Stephen A., I took that damn vaccine. Who the hell are they not to take the vaccine? And we're living in a country where the government was imposing all of that on us. So I'm sitting there going like this. We all taking the risk. Kyrie said no. Props to him, but I didn't view it that way. But where the real problem was that Kyrie and I were cool, and he had confided in me about some thoughts. Remember, he came on First Take to talk about LeBron when he departed from Cleveland. And then all of a sudden, when he was speaking about the collective bargaining thing, I said, that's not wise, right? Why? Because I'm the elder statesman. I think I look kind of good. I get it. But I'm 58. I just turned 58 years old.
Yeah.
I'm not 28. I'm an elder statesman. I'm telling you what's going on. Like, I'm gonna hip you to the game. I got a better relationship with Melo, obviously, than I do with LeBron. So if your son was in the same situation as Bronny, I'd have been like, come here, man, let me talk to you. Let me talk to you. Because I want you to know that from the media's perspective, here's how it's looking. This is what's coming down the pike. Guard against that so we don't have to talk about it.
You ever try to do that to that side?
To LeBron?
To that side, yeah. to that
Never.
side.
Because I don't have that kind of relationship with him.
Right.
And I'm not going to talk to, I'm not going to have the Rich Pauls of the world. You know me. Ain't going to be no kind of, I'll talk to your loved ones. I'll talk to people that got your back or whatever. But my relationship with you is predicated on my relationship with you. When I don't care what player you pick, I didn't have to go through hanger-ons. And I'm not disrespecting anybody by saying that, whether they agents or marketing people or whomever, business managers, whatever. I didn't have to go through that. I go directly to you. Why? Hell, I'll say it. Damn it, I'm Stephen A. I'm not some damn Cub reporter. I'm me. You worried about me every day, what I'm going to say on national television to millions that's going to reach billions when you take into account the digital stratosphere. Well, wait a minute. Do you sit up there and expect me to get third-hand information? It's predicated on a relationship. That's why he could call me when he was in Brazil and get my ass. That's why D-Wade could get on me if D-Wade felt I was being a little bit too aggressive. That's why Kobe would be like, yo, man, I know I didn't see you just say that bullshit you just said. Motherfucker, call me. Call me immediately. You know what I'm saying? Damn. You know what I'm saying? I got to call him. That's why CP3 can look at me. What you doing? Oh, no. That's not what happened. Here's what happened. Blah, blah, blah. The list goes on and on and on. Yeah, you accomplished in your field. What do you think I am in mine? You understand?
Last point on Braun before we move on. You mentioned that you didn't think the Bronny thing was you thought it was the straw that broke the camel's back. It was lots of stuff that led up to it.
Yeah, but the going on the McAfee show was the final straw.
Got you. Okay. I got love for McAfee. So
yeah, so do I. No. It's nothing against McAfee.
Word.
Anybody would have taken that interview. I'm just saying McAfee because that's where he went.
Right.
I'm talking about to come on ESPN just to disrespect me.
Right after your show.
That's all I mean. I'm only saying McAfee because that was the show he went on.
Gotcha.
It could have been anybody, but to go on that show, to travel to Indianapolis because they had a game, to drive out to the studio, that's not what he does.
Yeah.
That's not what he does. He went out of his way just to disrespect me. And I'm like, nah, this ain't, okay. Now you in my lane.
Okay.
This is the world that I live in. Okay, no problem.
If that man say, this is his last year, and he say, let's have a conversation.
I would not disrespect him like that.
Understand.
I would do that.
Let's make it happen. Let's bring peace to the world, people. I mean, come on. I think us as fans would love to see that happen. Love is a basketball. Love is of what y'all both do. I think it'll be beautiful if that could happen one day, man. But yo, that was a lot of talk, but we got a lot more to get into. We cannot have Stephen A in the hook.
Got a lot of shit to say, man.
Man, listen. We knew we was gonna get a lot of the real today, but we cannot.
Ask me to come on. I ain't gonna come on and be quiet. I ain't gonna do that to you.
Ah, man.
I ain't gonna do that to you. That's a horrible interview. I hate when people give it to me. I ain't gonna give it to you.
That's the worst.
That's exactly how we kick it off season 3, baby. We cannot have Stephen A in the hook without talking some basketball, especially our New York Knickerbockers. You must be the biggest Knicks fan outside of Spike Lee and probably Tim.
They're going to the finals.
Chamalay and Ben Stiller. Let's talk about it.
They're going to the finals.
Let's talk about it.
They're going to the finals.
Fill in this blank. If the Knicks don't fill in the blank, this year is a failure. I guess you just said it.
I think so. How many years you gonna have Jason Tatum out with an Achilles, and Tyrese Halliburton out with an Achilles, and Damian Lillard, who was in Milwaukee, getting a torn Achilles and ultimately getting moved back to Portland? How many years are you gonna have 3 potential roadblocks removed from you due to injury? That's very, very advantageous. I would add that I know Cleveland wet the bed, but I'm a Donovan Mitchell fan, and I think that he'll make up for it. But the New York Knicks, if they grind enough, and they should know how to after being under Tibbs for 5 years before he was let go and they brought Mike Brown in here, I think that last year they struggled defensively. They lost a lot of their grit because Hartenstein being gone, I thought was a tremendous loss for them. And Karl Anthony Towns, clearly more skilled, clearly a significantly bigger offensive weapon, still ain't that dude defensively in terms of his grit and stuff like that. But I do think that the Knicks will be better offensively with Mike Brown than they would be under Tibbs. And I think the key to all of this is Mikal Bridges. Listen, I like the brother. I'm happy he got $150 million. He deserves it. That bag in today's NBA economy, he deserves it. When you got cats getting $300-400 million, Mikal Bridges deserves $150 million.
I know what you're gonna say.
Having said that,
What you gonna say? Them picks.
What
gave
happened
up
was-
you gave up 5 picks for his ass.
And Giannis is damn near begging, come save me.
Bro,
Come
yo. Because let me tell you something. If the Knicks had those picks, chances are Giannis already here.
Yeah, done.
So I'm like, you the reason, Mikal Bridges. You the reason.
But not to take away from Mikal, though, because those 2 games in Boston, those 2 big stops at the end of the
I feel
game,
you.
was
I
major.
feel-
those were major.
I feel you.
You know?
No. Again, he's not a scrub. He can play. I got mad respect for him. But you got to get it done. And you got to make sure that we looking at you and at least be an all-star caliber player.
Yeah.
Meaning a model of consistency.
Yeah.
At least do that. Okay? And if he does that, I have no doubt what Brunson's going to bring. My issue with Karl Anthony Towns, just stop playing with your back to the basket. His feet, his knees, I don't trust it. Face the basket, fire away. Because you ain't a post player. That's my thing with Karl Anthony Towns. I think he could give you 23 to 25 a night, but he needs to do it firing away instead of playing with his back to the basket. And I think if those kind of things happen, I think the New York Knicks, I think they could go to the finals.
But can they win it all?
No,
Really?
no,
No chance.
no. I'm giving them no chance.
You don't think the Western Conference it's not a dog
You
fight
ain't
between
beating
all those
Oklahoma
guys?
City.
Okay.
That West is tough.
You ain't
man.
beating Oklahoma City.
tough?
Listen. By the way, Ant-Man is special. He's coming, but Shea is already here.
Yeah.
Shea Butter's special. Oklahoma City, the way they play defense, you got to give it up where it's due. Houston getting KD, I think the injury to Fred VanVleet is a devastating one for them.
But Reed Shepard's looking good.
Say what?
Reed Shepard?
Yeah, that's
Young
nice.
boy's looking good.
That's nice.
It's looking good.
That's nice. That's nice.
Give the young boy a shot, man.
But he's not Van Vliet.
You're right.
Not yet.
It's a
And
difference.
I'm talking about the experience, right? But he can play. My sleeper, and it really isn't a sleeper, if Kyrie Irving comes back healthy
Yeah.
Dallas.
and Anthony Davis is healthy, I think Dallas should be the favorite to win it all.
Really?
Oh, that's a good
And-
pick.
Oh!
That's a good pick,
And,
though.
and let me tell you why. And let me,
Ooh, I
and let
like
me tell you,
this.
and let me tell you why I
Okay.
feel
That's
that
a
way.
great pick.
Let me tell you why I feel this way. Oklahoma is the reigning defending champions. They pretty much had their way with most teams this year before the finals, before it was pushed to 7 games. Not Dallas. When Luka went down, they still beat Dallas.
That is true.
The year before, they took Oklahoma City out in 6.
Yeah.
Kyrie and those boys is that kryptonite.
Kyrie's a different breed, too.
He's a
man.
different breed.
Yeah, he's a different
He's
breed.
a different breed. Cooper Flag can play. He's just a rookie, but he can play.
It ain't gonna take long for Cooper Flag, man.
And then not only that, you got, look, man, you got Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, who doesn't have to play the 5.
Yeah.
I got news for you. Lively, Gafford, and these brothers can play.
They got a
And
really
then
good
you
team.
got PJ Washington, who can play. Jason Kidd can coach.
Yeah.
I believe that the Dallas Mavericks, if healthy, will win the chip.
You think they can go from trading Luka, getting the number 1 pick?
I'm not mad at that, though. I'm not. I'm not.
It's a
mad at
sexy
Dallas
dark
being a
horse. I
pick.
give you that for sure. But the West is.
The West is loaded.
I'm just saying.
I don't even know who. I don't even know if they come out of Texas.
I see a
Because
space
the
where
Spurs.
I see
think
a
the
space
Spurs is
where
my dark horse.
This is like my dog horse. It is
Yeah.
crazy to be saying this. Denver and Knicks in the final.
I don't think so on Denver.
Not feeling Denver.
I think their window, I think they're going to
This is the last
They're going to
window.
be good. They're going to be good. They're going to be a threat, but I think their window has closed for the championship.
Even with bringing those guys back.
Yeah.
Bringing Cam, bringing Tim Hardaway, bringing Bruce.
I feel like guys like Tim
The original
Hardaway,
guys.
You might
Cam
be right.
Johnson.
You might. I take
Think
that
about
back.
it. You got
You got
take that
Joker
back.
throwing them
Joker.
guys wide open
I
shots.
didn't realize
You got Joker, Murray.
Yeah.
Right? Murray he should be good this
Yeah.
year.
Hopefully he's healthy.
You bring in, you let Michael
MPJ.
Porter go.
Yeah.
You know, let him go. Let him go. You bring in Tim Hardaway Jr. You bring in Cam Johnson. You bring Bruce Brown back.
Bruce
Right.
Brown back is a big deal.
Right?
That's a sneaky good pickup.
They're sneaky good.
And then you already have the culture already. So basically, you just plugging in. You plugging the controller back in and playing again. I don't think this will happen, but I really see a scenario where Denver and New York
I want to say
is in the
this
finals.
too. I'm not going to summarily dismiss the Lakers.
No, no. Like I said, I see a scenario.
Because
They scary.
if Luka, the in shape Luka, is a better, dare I say, more energetic version of the Luka we have known, look the hell out.
Who was
Because let me
already
tell you something.
averaging 30.
Because let me tell you something. Right? Once again, LeBron,
Yeah.
he ain't going nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
That brother in the league, he averaging 25. LeBron gonna show up.
Sciatica ain't no joke though, man.
I'm not worried about him.
something.
You know why? Because
See him in December,
y'all know
man.
this, y'all know this better than me. Very few people on the planet take care of their body the way like he does.
Yeah.
And know their body like he does. If LeBron has to sit out and miss 50 damn games this year to make sure he's ready for April,
he will.
He will.
Okay.
And he should.
Okay.
Because at this stage and point in his career, that's what he's getting measured by, what happens in April, May, and June. See, he's one of those rare individuals that you can't be sweating him missing games.
Yeah.
LeBron can miss as many games as he wants to. He's earned it. You know what I'm saying? Because you know when he healthy, he gonna be there, right? If he and Luka, Austin Reeves gonna be key.
That's
Because
the
you gotta
key.
be a third. You gotta be a third. You gotta show up consistently as a third wheel.
He's the key.
I think the Lakers have a chance. I'm not ruling out Houston because Ime Udoka could coach his ass off, and KD is KD, and what they really needed was a number one option, and they got it in KD,
Yeah.
who's the truth. Still, all of that's true. But I just believe the Dallas Mavericks
Very tough.
with Kyrie Irving, I'm talking like not just Kyrie, all those other guys. But you got to remember, they got size at every position, but with Kyrie, guess what?
Size don't matter with
It don't
Kyrie.
matter.
They dangerous,
No,
man.
offensively, defensively
yeah.
it would. Defensively it would. But offensively, you ain't stopping Kyrie. He's just spectacular,
Yeah.
bro. He's just spectacular.
He's
And
one of
putting
them.
him on there, and he don't wilt. Now in Boston, when he goes to Boston, that's his kryptonite. But I think that's because of emotion.
Yeah.
I think it's because
You
of
gotta
emotion.
sage that
Get
place
to him.
down, man.
Sage it down, Chad.
Sage it down.
Sage it down,
You know what?
baby.
I remember
Good
when I
vibes
made.
over there.
I remember when I made fun of him saging that shit.
Yeah.
And then I went like this. I saw him in the finals. I like, no, sage it.
Yeah, sage it.
Sage it all. Sage it all. Do whatever you gotta do. Do whatever you gotta do. Because Boston, I've never seen him look any other place the way he looks in Boston.
Yeah.
Bad vibes
But,
over there.
I'm telling you, with PJ, Lively, Gafford, Cooper Flag,
Yeah, they got depth.
D'Angelo
D'Angelo Russell.
Anthony Davis.
D'Angelo Russell.
D'Angelo,
Yeah, I forgot about D'Lo.
I'm telling you.
I mean, he's solid.
We're going to see a Dan.
He's solid.
You going to hit me and say, yo, you know what?
Let me tell you.
You
about-
said it.
Let me tell you.
He's going to have
Are you ready for this?
a good year with Dallas.
And he's
now.
always
Nobody
played
ever
well
said.
with AD.
Nobody ever said this.
Yeah.
D'Angelo Russell, his fault.
His fault?
He's the blame. He's the blame.
Wow,
See, your
what I
name is Melo. That motherfucker Melo.
Yeah, he's mellow. He's
He's too damn mellow. It's like and D'Angelo Russell is one of those dudes. Listen, he got a nice game.
Yeah.
He got a nice game. He's just one of those dudes, man, that he gives you this impression. You know, it's gonna be all right. You know, it's gonna be like, so what if we lose? It's gonna be all right. So what if we get swept? It's gonna be all right. So what if we miss out on the money? It's gonna be all right. That he just gives you that impression. It reminds me of years ago when Boston and the Lakers were in the finals, when the Lakers won it in 2010. And I'm talking to Lamar Odom, and they just lost to Boston. In Boston. And Lamar Odom, I'm like, y'all just lost the game. We going back to the crib. We going back to the crib. I'm like, what? What? You know what I'm saying? I said, man, you better hope Kobe don't hear you say that. I mean, what the hell? He said, don't worry about it. Stephen A, don't worry about it. We going back to the crib. We going back to the crib. I'm like, what is he doing? You know, you can't have that.
Yeah.
But that's D'Angelo.
I
That's D'Angelo, and that's the problem.
But I think having Kyrie there, where Kyrie's going to hold you accountable, Jason Kidd, who knows how to coach, and he knows how to deal with a player like D'Angelo Russell. And he knows, I'm going to let you make some mistakes, D-Lo. but I ain't gonna let you make too many fucking mistakes. If I have to pull you, I'm gonna pull you. But I'm gonna let you play. And I don't think he's been able to play over the past couple years.
But he all right when he get pulled. That's why I blame you. You see what I'm saying? Because he all right. It's all right. Yo, I got another game. It's a 7-game series. It's 6 to go. It ain't no big deal. That's how he rolls. You know, he just seems to have that kind of ambiance about him. And Kyrie might get in you because Kyrie's serious, but he ain't demonstrative.
Nah, but he gonna hold you accountable.
I agree, but he ain't demonstrative. And certain cats, like, listen, we in media and stuff like that, I do my television show, you know, I'm trying to win. You know, we got to do what we got to do. All right, man, all right, dog, let's get to work. Some people, I'm like that. And then others, I'm like, yo, let's get the fuck to work.
Yeah.
What you doing?
That's what D'Angelo need.
That's what he need.
Yes.
That's what he need.
Yes.
And I don't know who's doing that. That's what I'm saying.
I think they have a winning mentality now.
Yeah.
Like I think they can sense and feel like we have an opportunity. D'Angelo, we need you to be this player right here that we know you can be in order for us to do that. Because if not, Dallas could be here or they could be here. You get what I'm saying?
Let me ask y'all this.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask y'all while I'm here. What about Ant-Man in Minnesota?
Listen, I
Ant
had them going back.
Ant is at the time, like I feel like he's at a point where it's like, I'm here. Like I'm here. I'm in this league, and I'm here to stay. Like
Yes,
I'm here
he
to
is.
stay. And now it's about Ant need a Robin. He don't have
desperately.
He don't have a Robin.
He don't.
I love Julius. I love what Julius brings, but Ant needs a Robin next to him. Like he needs a motherfucker
You're
on any
absolutely
given
right.
night that Ant is off. We can say, here, you put that white hat on and go tonight. Ant don't have that. He got everything else though.
I will say this to you. First of all, he and Steph Curry are my two favorite players to watch.
Yeah.
In the league.
Absolutely.
And by the way, shout out to Russell Westbrook. That's some bullshit that he was going through before he got signed to Sacramento. He's done too much for the game.
That's a
He's meant
fact.
too much for the game.
Minnesota
For
should have
him-
picked him
For
up.
him to have to go.
Should've.
For him to have to go. I know his stubbornness can get in the way sometimes, but he's meant too much to basketball,
Yeah.
and he's never cheated us with effort for him to go through. I saw Pat Bev and what he had to say about what Russ was going through. Pat Bev is 1,000% correct.
Yeah.
It's absolutely true. Having said that, I will say this to you. I'm sad that Ant-Man lost and Oklahoma City was too much to overcome. Because I'm watching Ant-Man and he is Jordan-esque.
He's
Yo,
here. He's here.
This brother is so special. And Ant-Man, look at his J. Look at the three-point shot. Look at the fadeaways. We know he got the athleticism.
He's playing back to the basket now,
I'm just
too.
saying, yo,
You
bro,
see it, yeah.
this dude, I wanted Ant-Man in the finals so bad.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it was twofold. Number
Yeah.
one, I wanted him in the finals because I wanted him in the finals. Number two, I didn't want to have to travel my ass to Oklahoma City. I mean, there are other places I would rather be in America. No disrespect to the great fans
Hey,
there.
Minnesota's
The fa-
sneaky good city, Minnesota. man.
no doubt about it. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Oklahoma City is just a bit different. It's just a bit. The fans are great. They're wonderful. But damn, I didn't want to go to Oklahoma City, and I wanted Ant-Man to win so bad, but it couldn't happen. He's special, y'all.
No, he's
special.
And is the real deal. Ant is so good. He's so talented.
Yeah.
Which is why, to your point, we want to see him in those moments, in those finals
needs
moments,
help.
because we know he gonna show up, and we know he gonna give you the whole conglomerate. He gonna talk his shit. He gonna play. He gonna take on the challenge. I just don't think they need a
They don't
point
have-
guard. Which I see they trying to bring, Rob Dillingham along, and it might take a little bit more time for Rob, but they need a point guard in that.
I
And
think
then
the
what
top 4 teams in the West are going to end up being, and I'm struggling with this. I got Oklahoma City and Dallas. And then it's a toss-up for the 3 and 4th spot between the Lakers, Denver, and Houston.
I got two teams I want to ask y'all about before we get to America's number one segment.
Dallas, the second seed.
No. I think Dallas going to win it all if they help. I think Kyrie and Anthony Davis going to deliver the chip.
Houston is better than what people give them credit for.
Yeah,
Real
without
quick.
Van Vliet. I would have picked them if Van Vliet didn't get
Real
hurt.
quick, let me ask you about the LA Clippers San
Why?
Antonio Spurs.
For what?
Kawhi Leonard, James Harden.
Did he just say Kawhi Leonard?
Yeah.
Did he just say that?
Kawhi looks healthy again.
They scary though. Like the Clippers
they
are
were
scary.
decent without him.
The Clippers are
They were
scary.
decent without
I'm glad
him.
y'all brought this
Tyronn
segment.
Lue was really
I'm
good.
glad y'all brought this
Yeah,
segment
yeah.
up right
CP
here.
writes that ship though.
Okay, wow. Right, I forgot CP3
CP
did
writes
now.
that ship, so
I
he
forgot that.
he balances
Fair.
James and Kawhi.
Yep.
Okay.
And he holds them accountable on coming to play every single
Now
night.
that's a brother that will hold you accountable.
Right?
CP? Oh, God.
Right. So Kawhi,
Yes.
and he's going to put the battery in Kawhi to want to be, showcase his greatness.
Yeah.
He just made me laugh.
You know what I'm saying?
He gonna put the battery in Kawhi.
You see Kawhi already, he laughing and joke, he telling jokes and shit like,
stop.
hey, we ain't
man.
never seen Kawhi talk like that before,
Yo,
man.
The
man,
Clippers have looked really good. I know
they
it's
good, man.
preseason.
They good.
Let me explain
They
this. to
good,
y'all.
man.
Let me
They're going to be
explain
right
this
there
to y'all.
at 4, 5, 6.
Let me
Yeah.
explain this to y'all. If the Clippers, let's say, for example, they win the West,
Mhm.
I think we need to serenade CP3. Throw a damn parade in LA for that. 'Cause let me tell you something right now. Mr. Load Management, Kawhi Leonard. I mean, listen, that brother is a two-time champion and two-time Finals MVP, but he's really the champion at getting days off. Ain't nobody done this shit better than him. I mean, I watch him. People think that I'm insulting him, and I'm going like this. I'm marveling at his ass. I'm like, how does he do it? How? He's the reason I just stopped talking about Kyrie. I'm like this motherfucker will miss some games. He will miss some games. Kawhi, and to see, he misses it differently. People miss how he misses the game.
Yeah.
This cat will go on the court and drop 38 on you,
Yeah.
walk off the court perfectly fine, and the next day, he's not available.
Yeah.
Well, what happened? What happened? Nobody knows. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. It's like, I've never seen anything like him. I mean, this dude is a real professional at getting days off. I ain't never seen no shit like it, man. I mean, it's gotten to the point where, I mean, if he talked to the media, if he talked to the media, it's gotten to the point where I would want to sit down and talk with him. Like, how you do it? Can you teach us? Can you teach us how we could get some time off
And still get to the
paid?
bag.
How you? I mean, he did a commercial, y'all, for New Balance, and the kids were talking.
Yeah.
He didn't. How? How does he do it? I've never seen anything like this shit in my life. But Kawhi Leonard, he does that. So I'm going like this. So you gonna go and you gonna be available. Notice I've never said a word about his game.
He's going to be available.
I said he's gonna be available. And I'm like, Melo, yo, but you know what? You do owe me dinner. We could bet on that.
On what, Kawhi?
Yeah. We could bet. You say he's gonna be available.
He will be
You could
available.
bet- we could
Kawhi,
bet.
he ain't going to play back-to-backs, but he's going to be
Let me look
available.
at the schedule and see
Kawhi-
how many
Listen,
back-to-backs there are so I
Kawhi
can
locked
calculate
in.
how many games he missed.
Kawhi locked in with the Clippers this
Yeah.
year. The Clippers is a dangerous,
No doubt.
dangerous
Locked in.
situation.
Look, one last
And
question.
The players,
No, we gotta go.
players are intimidated by Kawhi.
Hold on. They should be.
They're intimidated by Kawhi when he's locked in.
By the way, go back and look at LeBron's face when they win the finals, and
Yeah, we all seen
and
it.
Kawhi Leonard was coming into the game to guard him. You see that as evidence. But anyway,
Yo, this
Right?
nigga's crazy.
He keeps throwing the little.
no, it's basketball. He's a fact.
It's basketball,
These are
you're
facts,
right.
man. Come
Yeah.
on now. I'm not
The
being
memory's
throwing
long,
shade. It's the
man.
fact. These are all things that go into the GOAT conversation, okay? Now, we just gonna mention the Clippers, right? And we just ain't gonna bring up James Harden. No.
Man,
What we
James
gonna
Harden was
say
solid
about it?
last
We-
night.
we-
Time out. You saying the Clippers a threat.
They
That's
are a
why
threat.
we gonna bring them up.
Stephen A, I want to talk about the Clippers.
They
I
a
know you
threat.
got to go, but we have to get to America's
We gonna get
number
to
one
it. We gonna get
segment.
to it.
We gonna get to it. We gotta get to it.
Kawhi,
man.
if James Harden shows up,
Yeah.
Clippers could win a chip.
I
Okay.
agree.
If
But
James
that's
Harden
al-
shows up, Clippers gonna win the
That's
chip.
always the case.
Because the brother,
though, you know what I
brother
mean?
can play.
That's on every team he goes
He
to.
just picks and chooses. All right, I don't feel like playing this game 6 or 7. I mean, damn. Come on, I ain't making it up, y'all. I ain't making it up, y'all. Come on now. Come on now. All right, man. Y'all asked me to come here. We in Brooklyn. Shit, I ain't had a drink. All right, go ahead.
Come on, man. You know what time it is. It's
Go
time
ahead,
for
man. I'm just
America's.
being honest, man. Come on, man. And I love James Harden. I do. But he got to show up in the game 6 or 7. He got to do it. You in LA?
Come on, Clippers, clip this out. Put this in the montage.
Got a damn
for
own
the
arena in
preseason.
Inglewood now. You ain't got to share the shit with the Lakers. Come on, man. You got to show up in the
Hey,
game
beautiful
6 or
arena
7.
too. Beautiful arena. We'll be there.
I want to
for
be in
All-Star
Southern
Weekend.
California. I don't give a shit
That's
what
it.
team. Pick one. As long as I'm in Southern California, I'm good. All right, let's go.
Oh,
I'm sorry, my
man.
bad,
All
my bad,
right.
my bad. I digress. My bad.
Let's
my
make it
bad.
happen, man. You know what time it is. It's time for Fuck With It or Fuck Out of Here, America's #1 segment. Stephen A., it's your first time here on the couch. How we do it is we're going to show you a little clip. You're going to tell us if you fucking with it or we're going to get it the fuck out of here. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Stephen A., you are infamous for telling athletes to stay off the weed. Melo, the retired Hall of Famer, has his own cannabis brand. Fantastic brand, by the way.
Thank you, by the
Stay
way.
mellow. So we must ask you, is it okay to hit the weed if it's stay mellow?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I fucks with it. Yeah. Because here's my point. All I've ever said, when I say stay off the weed, I'm talking about cats that are letting it cost them their money.
Yeah, it's different.
I'm not talking, yo, bro, I am a brother
Yeah.
from Hollis, Queens. Do I have to tell you how many family members I got on weed? You understand? Come on, man.
like it's wicked
You know what I'm saying? I mean, damn. You know what I'm saying? I mean, damn, y'all. This is not abnormal. I'm talking about people who let it cost them their money.
Yeah.
That's all I'm talking about. If it don't cost you your money, puff, puff, and pass away. Yeah, I'm with that.
So you fucking with
stay
it.
mellow. Stay mellow.
We gonna get Melo, get him a stay mellow.
yeah,
gift.
yeah. You know what?
I've been waiting for you to get him a paqueta.
Let me tell you something right now. I might use it one day.
Hey,
the way
come
these
on
cats, I might do it one day. I just might. I might. I ain't gonna tell nobody. I'm just.
It'll be between us. We'll get on camera.
Right.
Won't say that.
Yeah.
Stephen A., you alluded to it earlier, but your acting prowess on General Hospital, where you are a renowned bodyguard simply known as Brick.
Yo, Brick is crazy.
Mello, check out how Brick foiled an assassination attempt on General Hospital. Let's check it out. What is this? Was this a syringe?
She about to kill him.
Oh, he's dead ass.
There it is. There it is.
Hold on, what happened? What?
Shout out to General Hospital, man. They stepped their shit up.
That's right.
You never seen this in no General Hospital before.
Oh my God.
You never seen this
General
before.
Hospital I
right,
grew
that's
up on, man.
They put Hitman in General Hospital. It was incredible.
That's right.
Wow.
I did that. Y'all like that? Y'all like that?
Wow.
I did that.
Wow.
Stephen A.,
Yeah.
fuck with it or fuck out of here.
Come on, man. I ain't even got to answer that
Brick's
question.
shooting skills on the side.
I ain't even got
That
to
is
answer that
crazy.
question. I mean, come on now. Of course I fucks with it. Please. That's me. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, I got some more scenes coming.
Okay.
I got some more scenes coming. Y'all think y'all laughing now? Wait till I do my love scene. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do love scene. Wait till I do that.
Please.
General Hospital.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. It's a lot
my
of fun
gosh,
though, man.
man.
It's a lot of fun, man. Because I grew up watching soap operas. I've been watching General Hospital since I was 8
Yeah,
years old.
big
That's
time.
all that's about.
Oh, my
It's
God.
a lot of fun, man.
Pull
So
the-
before we wrap this up, was you young? Like, damn, if I ever get a chance, I'm gonna get a General Hospital.
You know what?
This gonna be
I
my
wasn't
role?
even thinking that like that because I never had any aspirations to act or whatever. They called me. And they wanted me to do a scene, and I did a scene. They were like, "Oh, you did great. You want to recover? We want to name this character, recover role, and the whole bit." And so now I just recently I did Law and Order a few months ago and stuff like that. And I like the little acting bug because it's like, yo, I could be whatever the character allows.
Yeah.
And that's really, really, so I'm having a lot of fun, man. I'm just doing my thing, just trying to do my thing and have fun doing it and the whole bit, man. That's all.
You know, there's another bug that I think that's bitten you, and I know we're gonna wrap up soon. But you know, politically,
Yeah.
you know, you've been speaking on lots of platforms, and man, every time I see you talk, I'm like, he gonna run, isn't he? He gonna run for president, ain't he? You know,
I'm
at
thinking,
least-
there he is. He got me in General Hospital now. You know what I'm saying? That's from years ago. You know, But
That's the look when you just answered the question right there. That's the look right there.
it's true.
Are you going to run for president, Stephen A?
I sincerely doubt it, but I've been asked to leave the door open by politicians, by businessmen. Even my pastor told me, he said, you never know what God has planned. I'm a conscientious observer. I'm not an expert. But I know enough to speak on the issues that are affecting our lives. And, I'm tired of what these cats in Washington have gotten away with doing to us. I think that the violence that exists, the vitriol that exists between us and our society is instigated by them. They do stuff to mess with our lives, and then we're stuck having to deal with it. And because of the political landscape, we can only pick one or two sides. And so people who travel, people who get around, people who communicate with one another, you realize we got far more in common that brings us together than what divides us. And unfortunately, that ain't what comes across, because in the binary system that we living in, they force us to pick sides. And they so divided and they so cantankerous with one another that it really, really messes with the rest of us. And I'm sick of that. I think they need to be called out. So the reason why I keep the door open is because, number one, I think I can beat them all. But number two, here's the biggest reason. I have no desire to campaign. I have no desire to go out there campaigning for dollars or anything like that. But when I tell y'all I would do anything to be on a debate stage with these politicians where they got to deal with me because of all the shit they have done to this country, that is the moment I salivate for. It ain't being in office. It ain't making those kind of decisions, this Israeli-Gaza conflict, the Russian-Ukraine conflict, the damn economy with a $37.8 billion deficit. Oh, Lord. I'm like such an entertainer. Man, I ain't got it, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm like that. But to have an opportunity to sit in front of these people and call them out for the shit that they have done to divide our country is an opportunity I would relish for the rest of my life.
Well, we want to get you on that debate stage, man. Even if you ain't running for president, we want to see you on the fuck around on that debate stage.
That's right.
But I'm glad you came here today,
Yeah,
my
man.
brother. I
Anything
appreciate
for you. You know that.
Welcome to 7 p.m. in the hood.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
That's Stephen A. Smith, guys. And that right there is a wrap.
Yes, sir. This is 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, the Wave Original, presented by FanDuel. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube and podcast channels. The button right there, like, rate, and review. We back in season 3, so if you want us to raise up on them rankings, make sure you like, leave a comment, review. All that stuff helps. For the Hall of Famer Carmelo Anthony, Stephen A. Smith, my name is Kazim Famiwide, signing off from the award-winning 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. Catch y'all next time, people.
Peace.